When the plug's in, you'll see that white little icon there. That's just to show that the plug's fitted. And this one Craig goes, no, I'll just leave it. You got Enduro Pro. If we scroll through the modes, rain, road. It also, on the newer bikes, it also changes dynamic mode to dynamic pro. All right? That's on the 1200s and 1250s, not on the 850. And then Enduro Pro, what normally would have just been Enduro mode now says Enduro Pro. But what you can do, what I was talking about, is in settings, you go across to settings. So you can see here, we can now select Enduro Pro riding mode, or dynamic pro riding mode. You can actually go into that mode now and select, it says engine, but basically it's your throttle response, your sensitivity to your throttle. So you can choose from three different throttle sensitivity settings. And then you've got DTC, which is your traction control. So there's two settings for that. You can have it as what would be the normal Enduro mode traction control or the Enduro Pro setting. One thing to remember is in Enduro Pro mode, you still have traction control. A lot of people think Enduro Pro deactivates traction control, but it doesn't. It's still there, it's just freed up a little bit. So it'll allow more wheel spin before it intervenes. And then ABS, you can choose between what is Enduro ABS or Enduro Pro ABS. So originally we would have said when you put that plug in Enduro Pro mode, the biggest difference is you can ride with ABS deactivated on the rear wheel. So you've still got ABS on the front, but you don't have it on the rear. So you can lock the rear wheel up and skid the bike, but still use the front brake with the knowledge you've got that safety net there of ABS. Any other bike, if you want to deactivate ABS on the back to be able to do a skid, it means you have to deactivate the whole system and you don't have it on the front brake as well. So that was the biggest difference with Enduro Pro, essentially. A couple of other things that happen, and a good way to think of when you put that plug in is think of it as a memory stick, because what it does, whatever changes you make to the electronics on the bike will remember it. So the biggest change is ABS and traction control. So if you deactivate ABS on a standard bike without the Pro plug-in, when you turn the bike off at the key or at the ignition and you restart it, by default, ABS will be reactivated as a safety feature. When you put the Pro plug in, if you deactivate ABS, if you turn it off, you can turn the bike off at the key as much as you want. When you turn it back on, it will still be deactivated. It remembers your settings.